Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I know that I've missed a week, but I've been a little bit under the weather, but I'm back. If you're new here, I am the digital marketing girly, and today we're talking about something that is super important: money management 101. How to take control of your finances. Whether you're trying to save more, pay down debt, or just understand where your money is going, I've got you covered. So let's get into it. So, why is it important? Money doesn't come with an instruction manual, and if you're not in control of it, it can easily slip through your fingers. Without a solid plan, you might find yourself in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, or feeling constantly stressed about bills. 80% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That's a lot of people struggling to make ends meet. But the good news is you have me. And money management isn't hard to learn, it just takes a little time, discipline, and the right strategies. So let's get into some of those strategies, guys. So, tracking your income and your expenses. We're going to talk about source of income, expenses, and savings. We're going to start by writing down every single dollar that you make. Now, we're talking about your side hustle, your salary, any source of revenue that you can think of, you're going to write that down. Then you're going to track your spending. Remember, the goal here is to be honest, so don't lie about anything. You'd be surprised at how much small purchases like buying coffee, eating out, anything that you do can add up over time on a monthly basis, on a yearly basis. So everything that you're doing, you have to track it to know, how much money is coming in. You get $1,000 from working, you get $50 from a side hustle, wherever you get $1 from your mom every month, whatever money that you're getting, you wanna know how it is being spent. $200 is going towards your groceries, 300 towards rent. You just wanna get an idea of your expenses, what you can put aside to save, what you can invest, because it is all about creating financial independence and financial freedom. Now, the last time that we were here, we looked at the 50-30-20 rule. But today, we are going to look at various ways that we can budget because everybody budget differently. It all depends on what you want to do, what you're saving for. If you have short-term financial plans, long-term financial plans, your income, and stuff like that. So we're going to look at three different ways that we can budget. The first one is going to be zero-based budgeting. Now, with zero-based budgeting, every dollar has a job. Income minus expenses equals zero. Your plan for every single dollar you earn. Bills, savings, debt, fun, all of it. Right? This is great for people who like control and detail. So you're budgeting down to the T. You're leaving no dollar unturned, literally. Example, you're making $3,000 a month, right? You would assign all the $3,000 across categories like rent, groceries, debt, savings, etc. until there's no money left, right? The next one we're going to look at is the 80-20 rule. This is where you pay yourself first. So the 80-20 rule is good for people who hate strict budgets but still want to build savings. It's super simple and flexible. So this is where you save or invest the first 20% of your income, and the remaining 80% you do whatever you do whatever you want with it, whatever you want. So you see the 80-20 rule, pretty simple. Now we're going to look at the 70-20-10 rule. Right? Now, the first 70% is going to be for living expenses. This is going to cover your needs and your wants. The other 20% is going towards your savings and your investments. and the other 10% is going towards debt pay repayment or charitable living. This is a nice balance if you have a little bit more wiggle room. Kinda remind me of the 50-30-20 method. Yes, so this is also a good way, the 70-20-10 rule. The last one that we're going to look at, we're actually looking at four ways. I'm sorry, I said three ways. The last one we're going to look at is the envelope system. This is cash only budgeting. Physical or digital envelopes for each spending. When I was doing my university graduation, a friend of mine used the envelope system, the cash only budgeting system. She would only spend whatever she had in her envelope on different things, hair, nails, makeup, whatever. Once an envelope is empty, you stopped spending, right? So you're going to make an envelope for each category: a grocery, gas, a eating out, whatever it is that you're budgeting for. And once the money out of that envelope is gone, you don't buy that thing anymore until your next pay cycle, your next budgeting cycle. You understand? So this method is great for people who overspend with cards and want a visual, tactile method. I think this is a really good method, especially when you are doing like short-term financial planning, when you are budgeting for like certain things, like you're gonna budget for your birthday, you're gonna budget for your anniversary, your vacation, whatever it is that you're gonna budget for. I think this is a good method, right? Now, each method that I have discussed has a different vibe. It really depends on your income, your spending habits, or your financial goals. So choose whatever is best for you.